From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go now. 18 Gator.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. And this is going to be intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that. First drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. And some room to maneuver. Now he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. They run it with McKinnon. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
To throw on second down. Love. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. 90, cool.
They'll look to pick it up with McKinnon. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Back to throw. Love. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Mack Wilson gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Mine's 50, mine's 50. Watch the backer. Gone. Check 25, check. Topper. Alert 3. Ready, go.
Looking to throw. Love. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long.
Hey, 4 down. Watch the safety creep. Joker. You're out.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
On 3rd down, Love. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, his first touchdown on the year. Well, the Bengals, they widen their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go!
At their own 19-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T. Get it.
Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Lawrence. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10.
Shit.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 34-yard line.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Browns nothing.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a big shot. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Check 26. 80 weapon.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Love. Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now, right at the 40.
Mike's 50. All day, ready, go.
From the gun, Love. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns.
You've seen me out here. That's right. We can't get
So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position of throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. 2nd and 14. Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Ready.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Echo. 58, boys. 58. 58. Mike. Ready, go. Go.
Operating from the gun. Love. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and it's now 21-7. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A run for Nick Chubb. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Chubb. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
To throw on 2nd down, Lawrence. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Ready. Check, check. Mike 50, Mike 50. Yeah. You don't want none.
Throwing on 1st down. Love. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Recon, 132 fight. Check. Ready, go.
2nd down, McKinnon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So after the run by McKinnon, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff, running off tackle right. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Charlie, Mike 50, Mike 50. Here we go, 50, 50, Mike 50.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Love. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here.
Alpha. 50, Mike, ready, go.
From the gun, Love. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. They begin this drive with Chubb, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack. But I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone and into the offensive backfield. He's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL tackle for loss.
Hard to believe.
And he's into the clear. He's at the 30. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. 2nd and 5. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the sack means it's 3rd and goal now from the 10.
Here I come.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And his kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
You ready?
At their own 39-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyus Bowser. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Back to throw. Love. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Dietrich Wise. He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
Good job, fellas.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. From the gun, Love going deep downfield for Ross. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Hey, watch number 5, watch number 5. Trips.
On first down, Love. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point good by Hopkins. And a rout is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Browns drive about to get started. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And they finally get to him, but not before he's past the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Grace don't travel. Grace don't travel.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Here's McKinnon. Gets past one man. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jerick McKinnon, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Hopkins with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Makes the score, Bengals 49, Browns 10. Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Well, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
12 yards that time and a Cincinnati 1st down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati 1st down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Looking to throw. Love. His throw caught at about the 5. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead will swell by one more.
Bengals 56, Browns 10. Justin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1.
That's it, baby. We got work.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland 1st. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here I come. Here I come. Say go.
They run. Chubb. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 30-yard line.
Ready up.
48's the mic. Check. 48's the mic.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. Ready?
To throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness.
And he's going to go down again. Geno Atkins got home that time.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Room here to run. And he's got this down to the 35. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Ready, ready. 8, read. Check back, check back. You got double tight. 4 down. Ready, go.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
66. Bullet. Ready.
On 1st down now, run with McKinnon. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
64, weak. Wide, get wide. Zoom, fellas, let's go. Hut.
2nd and 9 now. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Check 50, check 50. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Hut.
Operating from the gun, Love. That is caught inside the 5. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
H3, 218, chopper, set, go.
McKinnon, and he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Jerick McKinnon, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Hopkins with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Focus, defense, focus.
Starting the drive with a give to Mack. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
Now it's Mack, draw play. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
The Browns on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They run the draw play with Mack, and he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Tackle made there by Mason Foster.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right. Everyone, you got 4 down.
Now they try the right side here. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 34. And to give this time to the tailback. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Got it. 50, march 50, march 50. You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
On second down now, McKinnon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Set, ready. 30 pace, let's go.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, Hal.
Check 99. See it, on.
Shift. He's coming.
Lock it.
We got double up.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Let's go.
And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence. He completes this one to Mack. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Give him 9 on the carry, but it's not enough. And it'll be 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run for it. It's Mack. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
Ready. Mike 50. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want us. Blue dark workers. Ready, go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He's got the first down inside the 10, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Browns take over 1st and 10.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at their 48-yard line.
Just like that.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
Today's final score.
But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Cincinnati, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver